Guys, Teacher Paul here, and today we are reacting to this video that comes from a channel called Cleo Abram. So this is Formula One cars explained with Max Verstappen. So a shout out to Max Verstappen and all the fans from the Netherlands. Let's go. If you want to watch that video without my reaction, go over to the link that is in the description and then come back here to watch my reaction to it. Let's go, guys.
Speeding and
all lined up. Brand new season, brand new dawn for Formula One.
I'm looking at the brand new car for the #1 team of the world's most popular car racing sport, Formula One, with the current world champion driver, Max Verstappen.
Would you like to come and see the car?
yes.
And we're going to show you what it takes to build and drive some of the fastest and most expensive cars in the world. Because the thing is, these aren't just cars. Think of them instead as epic group science projects.
Dude, this
where
is
10
so cool.
teams all fight to be first. And on every team, there are hundreds of people spending millions of dollars, all working together to push technology to its limit. In this video,
This
I'm going to
is
give
so
you rare
cool.
access into the factory
Hi,
in
Noah.
England where they build these cars, and into a garage in Bahrain where they race them.
This is Formula One cars explained.
This is gonna be an awesome video, guys. I didn't used to watch Formula One much, because we used to watch Formula One because of the big names like Ayrton Senna, Felipe Massa, Rubinho Barrichello, and right now I think Brazil doesn't have a huge name. At least I don't know, and that's why I said I haven't watched it in a while. And I think it's the same case maybe with Max Verstappen, who is taking the world by storm here, and the Netherlands, all tuning in to watch this man race. But it's very nice to learn. And I think the first video I did about Formula One was about Max Verstappen. So that's pretty cool to see that he's in this video and they're explaining the Formula One cars as well. So yeah, let me know who your favorite racer is.
This is Formula One cars explained.
This is amazing because it's not only about the racers, it's about the cars, the team behind it.
I am on my way to the Red Bull factory. We're going to get into some of the nitty-gritty engineering details, but we're also going to talk about the basics of a Formula One car. This is Jack. Jack's going to get us into all of the secret rooms.
I will do my very best.
He's doing a finger scan to get us in.
Nice.
So clear.
Technology.
Welcome to Red Bull.
Technology. Look at the amount of trophies.
I don't even know what to say. This is badass. What should I look at?
Everything. That's the purpose of it. The reason why we have this here is so that when people arrive for work, they know what they're here to do, which is to win trophies. Yeah.
I do have a question because my wife has been meaning to go to a Formula One event, and I would also love to go and watch it, but I've never been to one. So I'd like to know, first of all, how is it? Can you see the like how is it? I have no idea, because I know that the track is huge, right? Is there one place where you can sit and see the whole track? And two, how much does one of these events cost? Because it feels like it is very, very expensive. Like every time I searched, like £1,000 or even more. But it is such a great event to get into. Hopefully I will be able to one day.
Oh my God.
So
that's why you guys can support the
these
channel.
are all race-driven cars from our history in the sport. Starting on the left-hand side with our first car, and then finishing on the right-hand side with the RB16B, the 2021 championship winning car.
Yeah, Trond is saying not many people appreciate how big this is. I kind of agree.
The RB7 actually isn't here. And the reason for that is we do crazy things with the car. So you may have seen it do a donut on the top of a skyscraper.
Wow.
We've done a pit stop in zero gravity.
That's crazy.
Can I touch it?
You can touch the car, it's fine.
It's so beautiful.
The driver
Just
actually
don't.
has to spend about 3 or 4 hours sat.
Be careful not to ruin the paint, because that would cost like $1,000 just to ruin the paint.
down in the car, getting their seat fitted. So we sit them in some clay, essentially, and they sort of get the seat formed around them.
A Formula One car
Wow.
looks kind of similar to other race cars that you might have
Even
seen,
the
like
seat.
these in IndyCar. Single seat, open cockpit, but there's something that makes a Formula One car special. In IndyCar, all of the cars have to use the same frame or chassis, so winning really depends on how you race that car. But in Formula One, each team has to design and manufacture their own cars. So winning starts here at the factory with how you build your car. But you can't just build whatever you want.
We design a car based on the regulations that the FIA and F1 provide us.
Oh,
So that
there are
really
regulations,
stipulates how
obviously.
the cars look, what shapes they are.
That's the formula in Formula One. Teams fight to find the best design within these rules.
The incredible
Okay.
thing with Formula One for me is that you have 10 teams that come together to race.
That's why
They've
it's
all designed and
okay,
built
there's
their
a
own
formula.
individual car, but you arrive at the track and everybody's within, a second of each other over a lap, which is quite incredible in itself. But the only way that you gain an advantage in Formula One when the margins are so slim is to look at every area that you can possibly can to eke performance.
The rules say that each team can spend $135 million per year, minus driver salaries. I know that sounds like a lot, but in the race to win, it means that every decision needs to get the best bang for the buck.
The amount
Wait a second. 135 million a year. That's how much they are allowed to spend. That's crazy. How much do they get back? Oh, that's why it's so expensive. Like each ticket is $1,000, right? Like literally, I'm getting into Formula One now, and I have absolutely no idea how big this event is. And just thank you to everyone who has been requesting and suggesting these Formula One videos. We saw a few supercars as well, Formula One versus supercars. And yo, how, like, I have so many questions. How many people watch? Because in order for you to have like returns from this event, you need obviously a lot of sponsors, but you need a lot of people to be watching so that the sponsors could go in there and, sponsor the whole thing. And Red Bull, one of the biggest sponsors. Actually, well, never mind. I was going to mention, it will sound like a flex, but never mind.
of engineering that goes into building these cars is next level. We're using many of the same techniques, many of the same technologies that NASA or SpaceX would use to design their rockets. We apply them to designing our own rocket that goes around the racetrack.
So this is the public display room. Now we're going into the secret, what do we call this room?
The warehouse.
The warehouse. Whoa!
The warehouse.
Yeah, this feels cooler.
Dude,
Who are
these
these
cars are
cars?
beautiful.
So these are a variety of different cars from throughout history. There's some show cars, but also some race cars.
Oh my God, this is so cool. Can I walk here? I have a question, you're gonna say no. Can I sit right there?
Yes.
No!
Just
Thank
be
you for
really
the
careful not
follow.
to nail your head on the banister above.
Thank
as
you,
get up.
Lance.
Welcome to my crib.
Every Formula One team's goal is to create the two fastest cars possible within the rules, so their two
Sergio
drivers
Perez.
can beat the other teams around different shaped tracks all around the world, racking
Where's
up
Brazil?
points to win the Constructors' Championship.
Interlagos, Brazil. I've been there. It wasn't for a Formula One, but I've been there in those grounds. It was another event. But dang, look at these. Melbourne, Australia. Rifa, Jeddah. Which is the most famous one? Man, Interlagos looks very straight, doesn't it? Interesting. Which one looks like the most complicated? Japan? Oh, what else? It looks interesting, but I think Interlagos looks like the most difficult one. I don't know. Pretty interesting. Guys, I'm going to make it full screen so you guys can see what I'm looking at clearly. But let me know, which is your favorite one? What's your favorite one? Italy looks like it's a kind of like straightforward. Monaco looks interesting too. It's pretty cool. Let's keep going.
And for the last 2 years, the team that has done that is Red Bull, by a lot. Here are the winners of every race last year. And here's Red Bull. Yeah, So how do they do it?
Come again? Red Bull has won this much? Oh, Max Verstappen, obviously, like Max Verstappen, dang, his name appears every single time. Oh my gosh, he is killing it right now. What? Wait a second.
The team that has done that is Red Bull, by a lot. Here are the winners of every race last year. And here's Red Bull. Yeah. So how do they do it? What makes a winning Formula One car? This is the car that won all of those races. And this is one of the aerodynamicists who helped design it.
So this is RB19. This is last year's car that obviously was incredibly successful and we're all very proud of.
A winning Formula One car needs to do two things: make super quick turns and go extremely fast in a straight line. The challenge is that the things that make a car very good at one make it harder to be great at the other. The team that can design the car that does both the best takes home the trophy. Let me explain. First, to make a quick turn, you need a strong grip on the ground.
Going back to pure fundamentals, what we want to do is generate what's called downforce.
More downforce means stronger grip, which means quicker turns. So how do you create more force down? Think of a Formula One car like an airplane upside down. On a plane, the air moving across the wings lifts it up. But here, the air across the car forces it down.
So that is where the air literally sucks the car into the ground.
To get it to suck, you need higher pressure above the car and lower pressure below. And one way to get lower pressure air is to get it moving really fast.
Low pressure is effectively high velocity air. So you want to be able to speed up the air as much as you possibly can under the floor and effectively slow it down as much as you can on top of the floor.
Here's the part I think is really...
This is absolutely insane. Like, literally, scientists, the best ones have to be like in charge of these things. Like, literally, this is as they mentioned in the beginning of the video, this is a science project. It's not just about, oh, let's buy a car. No. They build their own cars. They have their own factories. They have their own designs. Even though they follow the formula, they still need to do all of these crazy stuff to be able to get the perfect car going. And then they need test drivers, and then they need drivers. You know, it's just a whole lot of process and a lot of science that goes into it, which is absolutely crazy. And obviously, they need to kind of like collect data, see what happened during the race, and then like improve what is needed. It's very, very interesting. And the fact that, you know, people like me, we just see the race, like occasionally, oh, we just see the race. What goes into it before, like behind the scenes, is absolutely amazing. It's very fascinating, a very fascinating sport.
Cool. A good way to get fast, lower pressure air isn't for it to just shoot under the car in a straight line. It's to create tiny tornadoes under the car. They don't say tiny tornado though, they say vortex.
A highly powerful vortex. That in itself generates a lot of low pressure because it's a structure that
High velocity air.
those structures then run down
So how do you do that?
floor, and they generate low pressure for a very long region.
So they have all these tiny tornadoes that help suck the car toward the ground to give it better grip to make faster turns. At top speed, a Formula One car generates a downforce 3 or 4 times the weight of the car, meaning this car could theoretically drive on the ceiling. But all of this downforce comes at a cost.
That's
to go
crazy.
super fast in a straight line, you need to knife through the air with as little drag as possible. But as you create more downforce,
It normally comes with added drag, which is preventing the car moving through the air. So it's a resistive force.
for example, look at this back wing. It generates downforce on the turns, but it feels like a big parachute slowing the car down in a straight line, which is why Formula
Can it
One
go
teams are
down?
allowed to build in a control that the driver can press to flip part of that wing down,
see?
allowing the car to zoom down the straights even faster. This is called the drag reduction system, or DRS. Designing a winning Formula One car means balancing all of these different effects, pushing the rules and the limits of physics to get a little more grip and a little more speed.
This is
Rather than balancing it, can't you have a control for all of it? Or is it banned? Like, you do a A-B design, right? And then when you're on the straight line, it's A. And then on a push of a button, it configurates automatically. Every like little tornado thingy that they don't need goes in the car, the back goes down. Or is that too much of like a James Bond situation or whatever? That would make it easier, like A-B scenario. But, you know, obviously, it sounds easier. I mean, sounds simple in theory, but in practicality, it might be hard to do. Like even if you have to sync the front or like automate it or no. There are rules when they are allowed to activate. Ah, there are rules. Okay. So technically, these cars aren't the best they can be because of the rules. They could be faster and they could be better if there were no rules, right? Interesting.
The question that I'm sure you're going to say no to. Is there any chance in hell that I can sit in this car?
Oh, wow.
I don't think it's up to me, but
I thought she was going to drive it.
You can sit in the car.
Thank you.
Something rather special while you're in the car. Pop that on. We'll get you in the car.
But if the seat is
Formula 1 driver.
designed for a driver, can anybody just sit
How are
and
you feeling in
fit?
that clear?
This is so cool. Let me just describe what this
And it's
feels
so
like.
tight.
My legs are above my butt, so I'm sitting like that. My legs are like that, and my back is here like that. So I feel
Looks
sort of
so uncomfortable.
vulnerable. My entire field of view is what's happening in here. I'm getting more and more claustrophobic as I talk to you, which is interesting. The idea of going 200 miles an hour in this car is terrifying, and I can't believe people do it.
It's amazing what they do.
I have a totally new appreciation for what this feels like. The
Their
butt,
reflexes are
I have
crazy,
to admit,
too.
It's quite comfortable. This is clearly crafted for someone's butt. Max Verstappen's butt, apparently.
That is actually going to come up in my conversation with Max Verstappen, but more on that in a minute. Eventually, I had to get out of my dream car, because now that we've learned the design goals of a Formula One car, it's time to see how they actually make it.
Nice. Man, this video
As
is
every
actually
team works on designing
complete.
their cars, they're constantly testing those designs in computer simulations, in physical rigs that mimic a moving car, and in big wind tunnels. One of my favorite details is
Wind
because
tunnels.
Formula One limits how much teams are allowed to test full-size cars in a wind tunnel, they build these little 60% scale versions of their cars and test those. One reason that
Not to mention also the security, right? You need to make it secure enough that if there's a crash, that the pilot doesn't really, the driver doesn't really get hurt, right?
Formula One cars are so light and fast and strong is that basically every part of the car that you can see is made of a material 10 times stronger than steel, but half the weight.
Wow.
Carbon fiber.
Would it be good if I had
Carbon
a piece?
fiber.
Yeah. Do you have a piece of carbon fiber? Whoa, cool.
I admit this is quite a substantial block.
Can I hold it? How heavy is this? Oh, it's heavier than I thought.
You can see the structure if you look on the side. So that's when it's layered up.
Why is this material used so often throughout the car?
With its strength to weight ratio being so good, it means that you can make it extremely light whilst it retaining a lot of structure and a lot of strength. So if
Must
you
be
hold
so
it up,
expensive
you can actually
too.
see light through it there. So it does have a sort of fabric quality to it.
Woven
Does,
carbon.
yeah.
To create the carbon fiber parts that they need, teams manufacture patterns in the right shapes and then lay down carbon fiber cloth, sometimes in 100 layers. Then they suck all the air out and shove them into basically a pressure cooker to squeeze the layers together with resin. Then they cut and measure those carbon fiber pieces and other metal parts with huge programmable machines.
It looks like it's getting a milk bath.
The whiteness is down to the additive that gets added to the water to make sure it doesn't rust the machine.
I don't know if you can fully appreciate how big this is, but there are dozens of these boxes just in this massive room in front of us.
This is
All of the
so
parts
incredible.
for the RB20, the new Red Bull car, are being manufactured in this room right now in these white boxes. Pretty cool. Any chance I can look in?
I can imagine so, yes. I think it's more about not getting it on camera.
For the metal parts of the car, which kind of metal they use depends on what they need it to do.
Okay, so this is aluminum, or aluminium, as he's calling it. So this is a lot of what the
Aluminium.
car is made out of.
We use aluminium throughout the build of the car for certain parts and components,
Okay.
which is generally light.
Let me just talk about the aluminum and aluminium. Many people debate, is it aluminum or aluminium? And they even bring up the spelling. The fact is, in the United States, the spelling of aluminum doesn't have an I. That's why they say aluminum. But the spelling of the UK one has an I, so that's why they say aluminium. So that's the problem solved there. But anyways, I really love this structure of the video. It's very educational, very informative, very well made, very well edited as well. And to think about what they're doing here, this is a full factory. 135 million. It is a lot, but for the amount of things that they're doing, if you think about it, I don't know. I feel like it's justified.
Fairly strong.
Do you want to try that one? It is quite.
Holy cow! It's hard to show visually how different these objects are, except maybe how much I'm trying to hold. I could probably do 20 reps like this until my arm fell off. Like, this is very
20.
heavy.
So that's densomet, which is an alloy which we use to add weight to the car. We sometimes add weight into the car when the driver isn't up to weight, so we have to have a minimum weight of the car. So we'll use tiny strips of this throughout the car to bring the car up to weight.
There are thousands of pieces that make up a Formula One car, and after they're designed and molded and machined, some of them need to get painted.
What are the prizes
The
that
paint
they
job on a
get?
Formula One car is a
for
big
winning?
deal to fans, especially the moment that it's released and they see the car for the first time. And teams spend a lot of effort to design something that's gonna look beautiful. But the paint isn't just to be pretty, it's gotta go fast. For example, a lot of the sponsor logos that you'll
Even
see
the
on these
paint-
cars aren't
even the
stickers,
paint?
because even that tiny little edge would create unwanted drag.
Wow.
They paint the logos on. Watching these cars get built, it's just astonishing to me how much detail and design and effort goes into the finished car that we see on track.
And then it just,
Now we're
someone
headed
just
to the
crashes it.
secret
It's
room
crazy,
where
isn't
this
it?
team is building their new engine.
This is one of the world's most advanced engine development
That's why they don't have
facilities.
so
This isn't
many
just an
cars,
engine,
right?
This is a Formula One engine.
Right now, Red Bull
Replacement
buys
cars.
engines for their cars from Honda, but that's about to change. In 2026, Red Bull's cars will use their own custom engines that they're working on right now, and we're about to be one of the first to go see it.
So this building here wasn't here 2 years ago in June was our first engine. And when you see the workshops, you'll see what we've been doing. It's pretty impressive.
Why does it matter to build a Formula One engine yourself?
Control and the tie-in between the chassis and the engine is paramount, really. You know, you have a better working together, your aerodynamics and everything, all that side of it is the way to win.
This team's big bet is if they invest a ton of money and time into a custom engine, they can eke a little bit more speed and control out of their car, and ultimately win more races.
Can you hear me? Okay.
So cool.
So what's happening right now is I'm in the super secret engine room, but we can't actually show anything close to the new engine. But I'm standing in front of the real Formula One engines. I just can't show them to you. People are gonna love it. They're gonna hate me. Okay, so this is the engine that I can show you. We can show you. And the reason why little bits are covered up is that those are the secret parts that you're not allowed to see. If I'm working on a Formula One team working on an engine, what is the goal? Is it maximum power, smallest size? Is it light?
Power, you want as much power as possible because the driver will ask for more power. Now, even if he's got the most powerful engine, he will want more.
To understand why this engine is so cool, let me
Obviously.
explain how the engine in your car works and how it compares. Okay, so your car probably has a 4-stroke internal combustion engine, and a Formula One car does too, which means there's a cylinder, and inside there's a piston that goes down, up, in 4 strokes. In the first one, air and fuel rush into the chamber. Then they get compressed and the pressure builds. Then a spark ignites the mix and it explodes, shoving the piston down and turning a set of gears, generating mechanical movement that turns the wheels of the car. Then the piston lifts back up and pushes the remaining gas out. That whole process happens inside one cylinder, and there are 6 of them in a V shape, which is why it's called a V6 engine. Your car might have anywhere from 4 to 8, depending on what you drive. But one big difference between your car and a Formula One car is the maximum number of cycles, that down, up, each engine can complete per minute. Your car, about 6,000.
RPM.
A Formula One car, over 15,000. That
crazy.
contributes to more power to go faster. Plus, these cars combine a bunch of other technologies to get a little bit more oomph, like a turbocharger, which compresses air before it enters the cylinder, so it packs more punch when it's then lit on fire. And a motor and battery system that repurposes
Amazing.
energy from the brakes and exhaust. Whole thing all together.
It's crazy to think that just like 50 years ago, we didn't have this much technology. And can you imagine 50 years from now? Because this looks so advanced for us now, but people 50 years from now, they're going to be like, a V6 engine? What are you talking about? We have the, I don't know, 16 or something. I have no idea. Oh man, but it's really impressive to see how far we've come. Do you think cars will be able to go faster? Because I feel like, we've seen cars go 300, 400 miles per hour. Do you think cars will be able to go faster than that in the future? Is that even possible? I don't know.
Is the powertrain of a modern Formula One car. It's a great example of why Formula One cars actually matter for people like you and me. It's not that this tech is brand new. It's that it's combined and tweaked and perfected by hundreds of smart people with millions of dollars to make it better. And those changes help inspire better car tech for all of us. The engines that they're building here are based on rules for 2026, which will use less fuel and more electricity, and therefore make a slightly different sound. And we got a sneak peek.
Can you hear that? So that's the new engine running?
Correct, yeah.
That's what it's gonna sound like?
You're allowed to hear it, you're not allowed to see it.
Just running by, ooh. What did that noise change mean?
So it really just revved up the speed basically, and it's now going into this automated power curve. You can hear it's coming down in speed. So with every single speed, we take a measurement, next speed, measurement, next speed, measurement.
So they're testing it at different speeds, they're running power curves to see how it performs.
Do you think AI could decipher what the change of sound might be? And then they can steal the formula? I don't know. Oh man, but this is interesting.
And at that time, always wide open throttle, which means everything we have, right?
Now that we've seen how they build these cars, it's time to see where they race them. And that means that we need to go to Bahrain.
Because I'm sure there are some people who can identify motors by listening, and maybe they know what's going on just by listening.
Hi.
And the thing that I keep wondering is, how is Formula One profitable for them?
Does this ever get old? 20 years in?
Every day is a learning day. Every day is different.
I can't believe I'm here. This is the new car, the RB20. And you might recognize these guys.
Max Verstappen and
Their
Sergio
job
Perez.
is to take the incredible cars that hundreds of people just built and speed them up over 200 miles an hour, facing forces sometimes greater than 5 times normal gravity, fighting off competitors to bring their team over the finish line first. These drivers are legends.
What does it feel like?
It looks even better in rain.
Imagine sitting in a roller coaster and it basically just shoots off. But then like 5 to 10 times worse, while having a steering wheel in your hands with all the buttons. Back in the day when my dad was in F1 when I was a little baby.
Wait a second. So you're telling me a Formula One is as if you were driving the roller coaster. Imagine you have the roller coaster and you're driving it. That's what he is saying. He's saying that you basically imagine yourself in a roller coaster and then you have the steering wheel. That's what a Formula One is.
Having a steering wheel in your hands with all the buttons. Back in the day when my dad was in F1 when I was a little baby, basically, I sat in it and it's very cute, the pictures, but the very first time that I sat in the car and I was going to drive it myself, I was a little bit nervous. Even
as a baby?
To this day, sometimes when I do that, I get this it shoots off. You have this kind of
G-force.
feeling. Yeah, I still have that in an F1 car sometimes.
The stomach sinks.
And for these cars, since no two drivers are the same, no two Formula One cars are quite the same either, even for the same team.
They have a whole book of measurements from myself, from Max, so they know exactly my seat position, my pedal position, my seating position.
The seat is very important. It's a carbon seat. You're naturally in a very unnatural
Everything
position.
is carbon made, I
I
guess.
to sit in what I think was your seat in the RB19 in the factory.
It's probably a bit wide.
Actually, it was kind of a good fit.
Did I just tell world champion Max Verstappen that our butts are the same size? Anyway, here's what their steering wheel looks like. And here's
Is that
one of
what
the
she meant?
engineers who helped design it.
Would a steering wheel for each of the different teams look totally different?
Yeah, so they all look very different.
On every team's custom wheel, there are
Ooh,
dozens
I
of
have a
buttons and
question.
knobs and switches.
I have a question. Is there any way of remotely controlling? Let's say if the driver passes out, is there a way of braking the car remotely or no? Because that would be interesting. Because that looks like a very advanced joystick. It looks like a very advanced steering wheel, and I feel like it could have some. It could be sending some signals, and it could be remotely controlled maybe, but I understand that could be against the rules also. But I'm thinking more of a safety feature, because in case the, I don't know, G-force is too much and the driver just passes out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Someone would have to react insanely fast. I I agree, yeah, but at the same time, what if they are? Yeah, but these things are seconds, right? Like if they turn the curve and then they don't respond, how long does it take? Like on a straight line? What if someone is behind also? But you can't wait. I don't know. I don't know. I have to think of this. But you guys understand what I'm saying, like, right? Like take control of the wheel in case something happens. If someone had a heart attack or something, and then you just brake. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, so they all look very different.
On every team's custom wheel, there are dozens
beautiful.
of buttons and knobs and switches, all meant to optimize the engine and the tires and the brakes and much more in every possible scenario, all while the driver is driving.
The drivers memorize all the buttons so they can do it without actually looking at the wheel. Sorry. No, we're good.
He might have to go do a pit stop.
If I run,
At any
there's a
moment.
pit stop.
Nice. And that
was a pit
is
stop.
amazing.
At least
Like
once
1
every
second.
race. Every car needs to exit the track and enter their pit box, where roughly 22 members of the pit crew swarm the car to quickly change the tires and other parts. A good pit stop is less than 2 seconds. They give out a trophy for the
Amazing.
fastest pit stop, and when we were at the Red Bull factory, we got to see theirs.
These tires just came off the car, and they are hot, hot. Like,
Nice.
hold on. Now it hurts. That's how hot.
I got to try stacking these tires, and
Goodness.
listen, they've
Those
got a
are
really hard
huge
job.
wheels. Tires.
The tire options are the same for each team. For each race, they all get a hard, medium, and soft option. Or if it's raining, 2 different types of wet tires. Your soft tires have the most grip, but they wear out the fastest. And your hard ones are on the opposite end of that spectrum. And medium is medium.
When they say my
When do
tires
you
are down,
use
what do
each?
they mean?
The drivers will feel when the grip is going off.
Choosing the right tires at the right time is a big part of a team's race strategy. During a
Dude.
race, you'll hear drivers talking to only one person, their
That's so
race
cool.
engineer. But that race engineer is also talking to a massive team of strategists, all trying to figure out the best way to win. Some of those strategists are at the
Dang.
track, but most of them are actually back at the factory, in a big room like this. It looks like NASA. And the people in this room aren't just thinking up plans, they're using supercomputers to run simulations about tons of possible outcomes.
It's
No
millions
way.
even over the course of a race.
That is so crazy. That is so crazy. Did you guys know that there were like people like, dude, it's like when we were watching Elon Musk launch a rocket. They literally, I had no idea. That is so crazy. There's so much more to Formula One than we know, or than that I know. As I told you, like I haven't watched Formula One in a while, and the only things I did watch were reruns or stuff like from Ayrton Senna or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I have never watched a full race, but highlights and stuff like that. So it's amazing to see. Dude, that is so crazy. That is so crazy.
And we run them on the Oracle Cloud. So
Millions?
millions, yeah.
Those simulations are taking
Sponsor
into account weather and
Oracle.
heat of the brakes and tire performance and everything every other driver is doing, and then feeding those simulations back to the
What is
track.
F2?
Their aim is always to try and win a race. So that's kind of thinking about what's the best thing for you to do, but also what might your competitors do, and so how might you need to therefore react to that.
This is all real time?
Yes, exactly. So we're constantly talking.
Okay, you might hate me, but I thought Formula 1, F2, Formula 2 or F2 was like a second division of Formula 1. Like, you know, when you have the Premier League and then you have the Championship League and then you have the first division, second division. You know what I'm saying? Before people drive Formula 1, people drive F2. Oh, so it is kind of, okay. I thought I was going to say something dumb here. So I thought it was the second division, Formula 2. Okay, yeah. So I think I know. But I thought maybe you were going to go down the line of saying, no, Formula 2 is actually a different type of formula, different type of car. Because, you know, if Formula 1 is this model, a Formula 2 is a square model. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like the supercars or the NASCAR, they're different styles. So okay, so Formula 2 is the second division of Formula 1, right? That's what I understood of it anyways. Guys, we're live right now on Twitch if you want to join us.
Therefore react to that.
This is all real time?
Yes, exactly. So we're constantly talking. The intercom on the pit wall is constantly lighting up. There's always somebody in one of your ears. So actually the headphones have dual, so you can hear one car in one ear and the other car in the other ear. So you're always hearing multiple conversations, trying to take them all in. It's basically like playing a board game.
Very smart
That's
people.
how I always think of it.
Most complicated board game in the world.
A winning Formula One car isn't just about the tech inside that car. It's also about the tech behind every move that the car makes, every lap of the race. But the thing I think is so cool is that even with all of those strategists and supercomputers and simulations, at the end of the day, it still comes down to human skill.
It's hard sometimes to focus, you know, because you have always someone on your ear asking you questions and you are just trying to focus as much as possible. But you have to have that capacity, you know.
Everything that we've talked about, from design to build to paint to simulation to test, it's not just happening once. A Formula One car is never done. A team is constantly learning and changing and rebuilding between every single race, over and over and over again.
In the end, one of the things that strikes me most about Formula One and Formula One
This is mind-blowing.
is that they're so much like a Lego set. It really has to be all of the individual, perfectly formed pieces coming together to make a whole thing. This is a theme I've noticed with a lot of my episodes of Huge If True. Technology has always been a story of human ingenuity, but more and more, it's also the story of human collaboration. And I think that's really the story of a Formula One car and the story of so much of the technology that we all enjoy. I think there's something really magical about a team of engineers and designers and strategists and athletes and all of these people coming together to build something that gets better and better and better every single time. I find a lot of hope in that. If we can build cars like these, what else can we do?
Crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy.
I can't believe this is real life. One of the things that I've been keeping in mind is that most of the people that work on these cars won't actually get to go see a race, at least not with their team, because there's a limited number of people that Formula One allows each team to bring to each race. And I know that the only reason that I get to do this is because you watch and subscribe to this show, and I'm feeling really grateful. I hope that these kinds of stories make you a little bit more optimistic about what we can build when we work together. So if you're enjoying this video and you want to help us go to more incredible places, subscribe and tell me in the comments where we should go. And we have some wild episodes coming up. I can't wait to show you.
That's pretty cool. What a well-made video. Go support her channel. Go support, you know, her team over there. That's a very nice video. I wish I could do a video like that, you know. So consider subscribing as well. But let's go back to how much goes into a Formula One car. It's not only about the driver. It's not only about, you know, the car, but it's about the technology, the people that go into it. And they didn't even mention the HR team and the whole business. It's a crazy thing to think about it. Like to run the whole building, you know, you need a lot of different departments. You need headhunters. It's so huge, such a huge empire. It's crazy. And I would really like to know how many people watch Formula One, because you need to pay for all of that with viewership, right? And I feel like I haven't seen enough. I have no idea. I have no idea what the viewership is like. I have no idea what the people or like the attendance is like. I have no idea. It's new to me, but it's impressive. It is really awesome to see, and it's mind blowing. I'm mind blown with the whole. It's a whole universe, and I respect it much more now as well. I always thought it was amazing that the drivers and the pit stop. I always found those things amazing, and now looking more in depth, it's even more. And even the drivers, I had no idea that they had a lot of people like talking in their ear. I thought there was just one person asking, "Is everything okay?" and whatever, or going to the pit stop. But can you imagine you're driving at 200 miles per hour, as she said, and you still have people talking in your ear. You need to focus, you need good reflexes. It's absolutely incredible. And the responsibility, you know, because you're in a multi-million-dollar car, you have the responsibility to, you know, get into a good position, maybe even win the whole thing. It's just absolutely above human, you know. It's amazing. It's really, really amazing. With that said, thank you so much. Who sent me this video? I don't know. Somebody sent me this video, but thank you so much. If you want to request videos, it's a way to support the channel. Request a video, or go over to Buy Me a Coffee or through this link, or click over here to see more educational videos, and I'll see you, or sports videos. I don't know what playlist is showing up for you, but go watch more of it. And thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.